Good morning, dudes. How is it going? Today we're taking a look at another game from the G League, this time between CDEC Gaming and VG Gaming. VG Gaming? I don't actually know which one it is, but VG Gaming Potential. So VG.P, I suppose, is their tag. Anyhow, this game yet again has no English casters. You might also notice this is not Captain's Mode. That's because I assume this game was rehosted. I would be very surprised if they actually just played old pick. I mean, that's not gonna happen, right? So there was probably some sort of like server issue and they just rehosted with the same heroes in old pick, of course. That's why there's no proper drafting stage. But yeah, we're doing these right now because, again, there are no English casters for these, and I think it's interesting to take a look at the Asian scene. I know that a lot of you probably want to see Navi or Alliance, you know, over this right here. And look, I'm not even gonna pretend that I don't. Not necessarily Navi or Alliance, but I would love to watch some Team Empire or 4ASC. But at the same time, there are no really big European or North American tournaments going on right now, which makes that difficult. So yeah, even though all of the teams I named are actually European. Anyway, you get the idea, right? So again, like as you can see, like only Chinese casters. Yeah, you know, I think this is gonna be a bit interesting. Now, another thing, we're gonna do shoutcasts. Like we did a lot of shoutcasts this week, and I'm gonna have another one for you tomorrow. That's actually because I have been struggling a bit with catching up on videos because of the last week and the week before, and I was always like really busy. You know, just kind of setting up streaming station and catching up on videos, and I didn't manage to pull that off. Then I went away over the weekend, and then it's just really tough. And at the same time, I also am right now a little bit, you know, struggling to catch up because I have been having a few issues with my bike and my bicycle, right? And it's like my only form of transportation because I don't have a car. Which is a bit problematic. I need to fix that, and it turns out that changing a tire is a lot more difficult to do if you don't have the tools necessary to do so, which has been a bit of a problem. In fact, I went to buy some of them today. It turns out that the fucking store where I wanted to buy them had closed for exactly the time I was around, which is just so frustrating. Anyway, that's why I hope you don't mind this. I'm gonna try to get you something prettier, I suppose, on Friday. But anyhow, for today we're gonna take a look at this game. We have CDEC versus VG.P. We got a Leshruck versus Shadowfiend in the mid lane. I did not pick this game because of Shadowfiend. No, don't worry. I love Shadowfiend, but that's not why. What I actually picked it for is Tusk. Tusk is a hero that has been making a splash on the competitive scene. Actually a very interesting splash at that. This hero right now has an insane win rate. So there's always some heroes that have a 100% win rate, right? But that's because they got picked once or twice and just won both games. That doesn't count. Tusk right now got picked like 15 times and only lost one game. This hero, for some reason, has the best win rate out of any hero that is actually getting picked. Which is just absolutely obscure, especially since a lot of people seem to believe that, well, Tusk just wasn't that great, right? Oh wow, that Queen of Pain took a lot of damage. They should have gone for James, of course, like if they had seen him. I feel like they could have actually turned that around and gone on the Ancient Apparition anyway. No need to commit on the Queen of Pain. You're not getting that kill. That hero's actually decently tanky. And oh, actually, the dive coming out. Can they do it? Nope. The stun doesn't connect in time. They won't be able to take her down. But yeah, there's a Tusk this game. Of course, even though he has an insane win rate, that doesn't mean that he's gonna win this game, right? Because that win rate statistic was actually made before this game occurred. So I try to avoid checking who wins the game when I do a shoutcast, since these are replays, right? I kind of have to get some info on the replay first, like to see if it's entertaining. But I try to avoid checking. I don't know who wins. So yeah, but I'm excited to see some Tusk, since he has been very successful. Now at the top lane we have a Gyrocopter and Disruptor going up against Bristleback and Dazzle. This is actually a really nice lane for not Polar. God damn it, VG.P. I'm just gonna call them VG.P or the Radiant. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I really don't. I'm sorry. Viki? Probably Viki. Vici? I really don't know. Anyway. But these you know, these lanes are actually gonna be pretty good for them. At least in my opinion, because usually Gyrocopter is terrifying in lane, right? That's one of the big reasons why this hero is so powerful right now. He can just completely take over any lane. He basically has the damage output of a lane controlling hero early on, and then also the carry potential of like any strong late game carry, right? Which means he's actually quite silly, a really, really powerful hero. And at the same time, against the Bristleback and the Dazzler, that doesn't really work that well now, does it? Because this is just a super tanky lane. It doesn't matter how much damage you have, unless you're like really outwardly in damage. You're not getting that kill. These two heroes are just far too difficult to take down, especially in combination. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. And actually, oh, we're gonna see an initiation come out. The heal a bit late, but they're still gonna turn it around and get the Disruptor. Young maybe wants to commit? No, they're just gonna leave it at that. Definitely a smart choice. So they take the first blood on CDEC right there, and you know, that's already a good start. And again, like just as I mentioned, it's just really difficult to go in. They wanted to do the usual Gyrocopter shenanigans, like run in, harass a bunch, chase the enemy away, and once they actually start running, you put down the rocket barrage and just boost them. It's really like it's just so nasty, but. It doesn't really work against the Bristleback, because Bristleback is just gonna say, oh, you want to fight? Let's fucking fight, right? I'm good, let's go. So, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out, because even though that is true, we have to keep in mind Gyrocopter is still insanely powerful, and the isolation ability of the Disruptor, which is what makes this a really nice lane, right? Disruptor pulls somebody out of the position they want to be in, and the Gyrocopter just boosts them down with that rocket barrage. That's still strong, right? And if the Dazzler gets caught out, or maybe even if the Bristleback gets caught out, I think they should certainly be able to get that kill. Meantime, in the mid lane, we've got the Leshrac currently destroying the Shadow Fiend. You might say, well, he's not really destroying him. The creep score is kind of even. No, he is destroying him. Against the Shadow Fiend, you are winning if you are even, and you're destroying if you're ahead, at least in my opinion. There's really no reason a Shadow Fiend should ever be behind on creep score. Well, okay, maybe not quite yet. Maybe it's a bit early to make that call, because he's only now hitting level 6. But we're gonna see about this, right? Like, if the Shadow Fiend is still struggling to keep up with the Leshrac, once we reach like level 7, level 8, then yes, the Leshrac definitely won that lane. And something, by the way, that I think should be noted is that the Leshrac does not actually have any help in the mid. He doesn't have a mid... Oh, wait, that's the wrong button. He doesn't have a rune that gives him vision up on the high ground of the Radiant, which may not seem that important, but it really is very significant, because that means the Chain Lightning or the Lightning Storm is much less likely to bounce, and it makes it also really difficult for him to secure anything, since he always has to be terrified. I think, honestly, it's, if you have a Leshrac on your team, more valuable to put this ward around the high ground area. You can actually do that. Like, you can just kind of put it here, and it should still give you a decent amount of vision. Like, it's gonna just cover this little bit here, I think, but that's still gonna be good enough to actually, you know, secure a few lightning jumps. Or you just straight up put it down in the mid. Right, like, just put it down in the mid area, and as you can see, they actually went for that now. So this is the point where Leshrac is going to be absolutely overwhelming, and it's going to be quite nasty. He's kind of out of mana now, so that's going to be nice for the Shadow Fiend. But at the same time, with this ward down, Leshrac now always has vision, right? You see this? There's nowhere the Shadow Fiend can go to avoid the lightning bounce, which puts him into a terrible position. That's really, really nasty. I'm hoping this guy picks up his farm. He's got his, he's got bottle. Yeah, he's working towards a power threat. I would like to see the Ring of Aquila, if at all possible. But he's level 7 now. He's gonna start pushing down the wave, and yeah, we're gonna see how this plays out. Meantime, at the bottom, it seems that CDEC actually managed to secure a kill on the Queen of Pain. I sadly did miss that. I knew it was happening, but I was kind of busy talking about something else. I don't know. I don't really... You guys know, right? I don't really value every single tiny kill. I think some kills are just not interesting. I think some kills are just boring. Oh, by the way, we're gonna see face boots. That's unusual. Most Leshracs... Oh, by the way, we're gonna have a stun miss. Ooh. And no turnaround. Yeah, the Witch Doctor is gonna end up being fine, but That's not great. Should have gone for the lightning first, but I think he was a little fearful that he won't have the mana for a follow-up stun. Anyhow, the thing about Leshrac, most people like to go for mana boots and then, you know, build into like an early Bloodstone. I personally like that build as well. But I love this right here too. I think the face boots, especially if you're going up against a hero like Shadow Fiend, where you want to apply a lot of pressure, where you want to be the guy that's like pushing down the creep wave like towards him, right? You want to be trading creep waves, and you also want to force him out of the lane if at all possible, because that's really the only way you can stop a Shadow Fiend from farming. Then I like the face boots, because even though it's a little more risky, it's also gonna work out pretty well if it does work out. Meantime, up top we have a kill on the Dazzle. And, oh, actually, we're gonna see the Bristleback pulled back. He does not get trapped, so he might end up being fine. The Witch Doctor coming in. Witch Doctor, by the way, right now is actually considered to be a counter to Bristleback. Well, not really like a hard counter, right? There are things like Anti-Mage and Medusa, where like Anti-Mage is just straight up like, well, yeah, he's really, like, if the enemy has Anti-Mage, you really don't want to have a Medusa on your team. And not like that, but it's just that the Maledict works really well, right? Like, because Bristleback is so difficult to kill, and if you go for a few points of Maledict, you can really help that. Are they gonna spot this out? This would actually be pretty significant if they do. Oh, Snowball coming out. This time the stun is gonna connect. Lover's Punch makes sure of that, and oh, Tusk. He's just gonna TP out. He doesn't really fear the Dazzle, I suppose, but this is just a TP bug. Okay, I'm sorry. Bristleback coming in though. And he actually takes a double kill. Great, thank you Dota for distracting me from that. He's still doing okay, but he's dropping low. Now, he does have that magic wand, which is going to keep him going for quite a while. Queen of Pain also coming in, and they take a whole bunch of kills. Now, please, let me go ahead and skip back and take a look at this fight in detail, because this one is actually pretty important, and it's just, I gotta be completely honest with you, that stupid TP bug, like, totally threw me off, but they take the Shadow Fiend here. Tusk TP's out. Bristleback goes in on both the Leshrac and the Witch Doctor. The Witch Doctor here currently at level 2. He just leveled up, but it's still not gonna be enough. And the Bristleback continues going in on this. I don't know if the Witch Doctor actually reused the heal. I think you need to reuse it to get the level 2 heal going on. Bristleback, in the meantime, he's still sitting in the middle of this. That magic won't really keeping him going. We lose the Dazzle, and the Sonic Wave takes on the Gyrocopter. So I think this one was... Actually, I don't know. No, I think this one was in favor of VG. Right, yeah, definitely. Because they tried the Shadow Fiend and the Dazzle for the Leshrac, Gyrocopter, and Witch Doctor. We can kind of like think of the Leshrac and Shadow Fiend of the like at the same level. Or I guess actually Shadow Fiend and Gyrocopter, and then Dazzle and Witch Doctor kind of the same thing, and they just take a free kill on the Leshrac then. By the way, please disregard these. This is stupid, but this is just a replay bug. These are not old replays. This game was played, I think, either yesterday or today. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that, right? Like, I can't do anything about it, though. I'm sorry. It distracted me earlier as well. You know, blame Gaben or something like that. Anyhow, Tusk now got his Arcane Boots. It's gonna be interesting to see what he actually builds here. Gonna pick up a Ring of Regen. This might actually end up being a mecha. What else could the Ring of Regen really build into? Could also be a casual Ring of Regen, of course, but other possibilities for stuff. Pipe. I think that's it, right? Wait, let me go and just check. No, actually, no, wait, Tranquils? No, that's out of question. I guess actually a Soul Ring. Could be a Soul Ring as well. So Mecha 4-Staff Pipe. Or actually Vladimir's. It could also be Vladimir's. Oh, Witch Doctor dropping really low. Yeah, they're gonna take him. The Shatter comes through on that one. These fights are really chaotic. We have Bristleback coming in again, and we got James going on Garda trying to slow him down. He does have that level 2 Ice Vortex, but still won't be enough, sadly. Okay. Oh man, these fights are really weird. Like, there are a lot of fights going around, but there just isn't a lot happening in them. It's pretty interesting, and they're difficult to keep track of as well, right? Because they're like all over the map. I guess I should zoom out a bit more. But look, taking a look at the fight like this is also kind of... It's not that great, right? This is the point of view we are used to, and this is the point of view we all prefer. Now, earlier I said that really, like, the Leshrac was destroying the Shadow Fiend. Let me take that back. I suppose that was a bit of an early call, because that Shadow Fiend is actually doing pretty well now. He's definitely caught up on money. He's still not as far ahead as he would want to be. So I would still argue that the Leshrac actually won the lane. I'm stepping back from the destroying bit, right? That might be overstepping my boundaries a little. But nonetheless, Leshrac definitely won that lane, at least in my mind. Because again, Shadow Fiend needs to be ahead. Shadow Fiend doesn't play on the same level as everybody else. Shadow Fiend plays ahead. Dazzle, by the way, gonna be taken down by the Tusk. Seems we're gonna see a very active Tusk. That's interesting. He's got himself, of course, the Mana Boots. Mana Boots is actually something I used to like on Tusk a long time ago when I was kind of bad at Dota. But that was also like a different Tusk back then, right? Very different Tusk, actually. But, you know, like Mana Boots, they kind of keep you going for a long time. Especially if you get an urn on top of that, you can definitely keep roaming, basically forever. I don't know if you're gonna see the urn, because, again, like, this might just be a mecha. You could just build Guardian Grease. I don't know. There's actually a problem I see with the mecha on the Tusk, right? It appears to me that that item would just consume too much mana for it to really be worthwhile on this hero. But if he builds Guardian Grease, I could see that working out for them. And he has a lot of money, right? Like, this Tusk is actually not... I guess I wouldn't say a lot of it, but he's not doing horribly. Like, he has 3,800 gold. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not terrible. Like, he's on a different... Like, he's on the upper part of the gold chart, right? If that makes any sense. We have the 4 supports, which are all, like, really lacking behind and struggling. We have the Ancient Apparitioner and Dazzle and Disruptor and the Witch Doctor, right? Those 4 are in one category, and then we have the Tusk, who is in part... Like, he's the lowest of the other category, but he's still in the other category, if that makes any sense at all. Anyway... I would like to see a Hand of Midas, by the way, on the Ancient Apparition. I think Ancient Apparition is a hero where you always have to get a Hand of Midas, because you have to get that Argonums, and it's really the safest way to do it, right? Like, Hand of Midas is a 1550 save up, right? Like, that's the only difficult part of it. Well, if you're just rushing Aghanim's, you have to save for 1200 gold, and then 1000, and 1000 again, then another 1000, which can be a lot more difficult than just getting 1515 and like the small gloves, which really aren't that difficult. And you know, then continuing on into with that Aghanim's afterwards with the secure gold from the reliable income. Again, I really think like with some supports you should get a Hand of Midas, and the one James is playing right here is definitely one of those. Oh wow, we have a missile actually coming out from Gyrocop. That's a bit of an unusual skill, but it's gonna connect with Yang. Maybe actually not, no. Ooh, really missile. Yeah, level 1 missile doesn't really do that much. Maybe, I don't know. A lot of people seem to skip the missile these days. I don't know, a lot of people always seem to skip the missile. I suppose that's not really like a these days thing. That's more like a gyrocopter thing. People skip missile. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I've never been like the hugest fan of it, though. It makes sense, right? It's just, it takes away one factor you have to worry about in a team fight. It makes sure you have enough mana for all of your spells. It gives you just a few more stats, because a gyrocopter isn't actually amazing on stats, right? 1.8, 2.8, 2.1 is okay. It's not terrible, right? But it's not amazing. So, yeah. Oh, actually, we have a mecha down on the Tusk now. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Leshrac, by the way, of course, I would assume this is a Bloodstone. He's saving up quite a bit, though. Could be something else. I would be surprised, though. Oh, sorry. I don't know why you would get anything but a Bloodstone. I guess you could try to rush the... What's it called? Oh, this is gonna be bad for... No, actually, no, he reveals himself. I think if he had just waited a bit longer, he could have done some nice things. Oh, misses another stun, though. Seems he's not too used to that hero. And we got the pull bag. Bristleback is just dealing so much damage on top of the Shadow Fiend, on top of the Crop of Pain. That's 2 down already. That was not a great pullback. We're gonna see the TP out from the Tusk. And everybody else on CDEC gets out fine. But that's a dead tower, and that's a... Nah, that was not great. That was not great. That just did not work out at all. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if Bristleback is the hero you want to pull back. This guy actually is pretty farmed. He came out successful in the last few fights, and he's got this mecha going on. Not mecha, what am I saying? Vanguard going on. He's going around like a silly braces. Like he's not good doing bad. That's just not. I don't like that. That didn't work out for them. Didn't work out for them either. Oh well. Yeah. You know, the Disruptor's trying his hardest. He's also sitting here stacking for the Gyrocopter, which seems like a pretty decent idea. I wonder what the Gyrocopter's actually going for. I would assume this is a Silver Edge. I mean, what else can it be? Battle Fury? Yeah, no, it's gonna be a Silver Edge. I say a Silver Edge deliberately because I don't think he's actually going for Shadowblade. I don't believe that Shadowblade in any way does anything for a Gyrocopter. Instead, what he really wants is a Silver Edge to disable that Bristleback passive, right? Taking that out would be really significant. Like, it's actually a rather big deal. Since, in case you don't actually know, this ability, like it says from the sides you take less damage and from the back you take much less damage. But this actually covers like, I think like 3/4 of Bristleback. Like this is actually a lot of area. It is very little area, I suppose, where Bristleback actually takes 100% damage. And most of the time it's gonna be reduced. That's just how it is. Most of the time you don't deal full damage to this guy. You just don't. And having that Silver Edge to disable it, be able to burst him down, it's gonna help a lot. And yeah, he's definitely going for that right away. So no Shadowblade, but a Silver Edge, and I don't mind that. I would have minded the Shadowblade. I would definitely have minded that. I think Shadowblade is terrible on that hero and doesn't do anything for you this game. You need a BKB. There are very few items I think you can justify prioritizing over BKB this game, but I suppose that's one of them. BKB is important, just how it is. Item is very, very good. Oh, what's going on down here? Tusk is just kind of solo pushing this lane. He's saving up a lot, so this might actually just be a Guardian Grease Rush. Gonna be interesting how that plays out. Might actually not be that bad. I mean, if somebody drops low, Bristleback is not known for insta-killing people, right? He kills them slowly. He just kind of like whittles away at them, and eventually they die, right? And having Guardian Grease, so once people drop low, all of a sudden Bristleback doesn't deal any damage anymore because they have 15 bonus armor. That's actually gonna be pretty neat, I suppose. I can't see that working out for them. How are items coming along on everybody else? This guy just got mana boots, ancient apparition. I'm really hoping that this is actually... Come on. Please don't die right now. He's got a lot of money saved up. I would have bought the recipe by now. If he's going for it. But I don't know what else he would be saving up for. Right? Like, ancient apparition doesn't need a blink dagger. He should learn how to last it though. Okay, he's got it if he wants it. James, please! Decide. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be a Hand of Midas. So, as you can see, even James agrees. I think he could have done that a little bit more efficient. Like, he could have had that Hand of Midas already and used it on something. I don't know. I don't think he's playing, like, to maximum efficiency. But yeah. I guess those are minor things, and you always have to keep in mind, right? They might be playing on a laggy server or something. Like, international competition is always difficult. And, well, you know, like, you might say, huh, both teams are Chinese, right? Like, it should be fine. Well, China's big. That's something you have to keep in mind, right? China's pretty large. Like, there's a lot of space where you can be Chinese. So... I think China is actually bigger than Europe, I believe. Or maybe just as big. Something along those lines. I know it's definitely like about as big at the very least. But it might actually be bigger than Europe. It's just fucking huge. So, you know, maybe he has been having like a little bit of lag issues. But as you can see, he's got himself a Hand of Midas. He's not going to start working towards that Aghanim's. You know, I actually sometimes know what the fuck I'm talking about. BKB coming out on the Shadow Fiend, not too surprising. Against CDEC, a definite must-have. There's really no way around it, so he should definitely get himself that. I like these stacks, by the way. This is really well done. That's just free money, right? So, yeah. Yup. Queen of Pain got her Aghanims. That's always important. You know, helps with even farming, honestly. Like, it's just such a fantastic item. Gives you a little bit of bonus damage and a hugely reduced cooldown, which is really the main thing. Oh, nice deny. Definitely nice right there. I think the Queen of Pain, if she really wanted to, she might have been able to go for the kill. I don't know. Nah, maybe not. She's a little low on mana, and ultimate isn't ready. Okay, probably smarter to fall back, but I guess either way works, right? VG.P now also down on the bristleback. I would expect to see one on the Queen of Pain as well. If you take a look at CDEC, you simply, like, you have no choice. There's no choice. None. You get VG.P this game or you lose the fucking game. That's how it goes. So deal with that. We're gonna see a Roshan come out from CDEC though. They're gonna go ahead and use the sigil right there. Slows him down quite significantly. It's actually a really big deal. That's probably gonna go on Gyro, though I wouldn't be too surprised if they decide to put it on the Leshrac instead. Ice Blast will be fine. I don't see this mattering though, because do they have wards around here? How much vision does CDEC have? Not that much. Queen of Pain comes in. Oh, big Sonic Wave. Hits 3 heroes, but Ice Blast already wore off. It's just retreat time for CDEC. They might actually be able to do it, yes. Wow, everybody gets out. That's super important. Aggressive, maybe going a bit deep. Well, he got invisibility, but... Do we have detection? Oh, it's just gonna TP away with the invisibility. Yeah, we do have detection, but... still won't be able to catch him. So I guess that works out for them. Guardian Grease now finished on the Tusk. So we actually did see a Guardian Grease rush. That's interesting. A bit surprising right there, honestly. Aegis on the Leshrac. Not too surprised by that, honestly. You would say, oh, but isn't Gyrocopter the main carry? Yes, but right now Leshrac is more important. Leshrac deals more damage, Leshrac is a bigger target, and Leshrac is more likely to die. So you want to go ahead and, you know, protect him and give him that Aegis. And at the same time, he's also like very similar to his Storm Spirit, as in that he just works well with an Aegis, because, you know, all he needs to be going at like huge speeds is mana, and if you resurrect you get all of it back. It's just insanely powerful. We have a glimpse back on the bristleback again though. VG.P comes out. I think they're gonna be fine with that. Yeah, they just bait the VG.P. Oh, actually they trap him, but VG.P is still active. They won't be getting that kill. Okay, small victories. Small victories for CDEC. And how's the game actually going? I think this is pretty damn even, yeah. I have a slight experience lead, but the goal basically exactly even. Like, this is actually kind of crazy how even this is. Shadow Fiend is just farming. Yeah, maybe I should try that mecha build sometime. I don't know, I still don't like it. It's not like I haven't tried it before, but the fact that literally every Shadow Fiend ever is building mecha. I don't know. I know. Maybe I should stop hating on it. Well, again, I don't hate it, but there's also no need for me to talk about mecha Shadow Fiend every game now, is there? Oh well, we're gonna Ancient Apparition. He's just kind of strolling around the woods. I would be happy if he didn't have to buy wards anymore. Like if the Dazzler could take over, but I think these two are just splitting it. We've got a Medallion of Courage on the Witch Doctor. Which the Medallion, of course, is so fucking good. Holy hell. You put that on somebody and then cast your ultimate and they just fucking drop. A Disruptor. I would assume this is gonna be a Glimmer Cape. Yeah, but right now both teams are just farming. I'm not too surprised by that. I mean, like, which side really needs to force a fight right now? I think both teams are pretty confident that they can take this into the late game. CDEC is probably gonna last a little longer. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. There's nope, it's just Gyrocopter goes in on this guy. Gonna drop an ultimate? No, he doesn't commit to it. Okay, so this is unfortunate, but it's a tough call, right? Because if you need to keep in mind, like, vision. No way he knows. He doesn't know who is around, right? But that was a free kill. He could have killed it. Could have killed the Shadow Fiend, and there's very little Shadow Fiend could have done about it. So that's a little unfortunate. But yeah, again, a cooldown would have done it. I suppose he's just scared of him, and at the same time, Shadowfiend always has BKB. Okay, wait, let me just reassess that situation. I suppose like Shadowfiend wouldn't have died, right? I think we would have seen a cooldown come out from the gyrocopter if he went for it, and then Shadowfiend just activates the BKB and ends up being fine. But in that case, you still force out a BKB, and then you just run away. That's really good, because this is a long duration BKB, that's a 10-second BKB. You take away the 10-second BKB, that's gonna be significant. Like, even 1 second can make a huge difference. So, yeah, I wouldn't have minded that too much. But again, right now, both teams are just farming. We've got the Yules completed under the shock. So he's actually, like, gonna be really, really efficient if it comes to acquiring currency. You know, disregard females, acquire currency, that kind of thing. Oh, ow, wow, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no, I completely missed that. Okay, there's a Shadowfiend. He's still pushing up this lane on his own and just gets caught out. Tusk uses his ultimate for the virus swag, and down goes Lyn. Puts up quite a fight. Holy hell. Yeah, that's Shadowfiend for you. That's not even a damage build, right? That's like, his build right now is purely defensive, and he still took him that long to take him down, but well, down he goes. And that's really the only thing that matters, right? We have a blink complete on the Tusk now. So that's pretty good initiation, let's be honest. Like, he can jump in and just punch people. Oh wow, he had that one, I think. Oh, he got an A move, buddy. Bristleback up into the air. Gonna get stunned. Oh, he hits that one. Ultimate active. Should have maybe activated that while you were facing him. But I suppose that's gonna be the end of that fight. Yeah, right now, again, both teams are just kind of like scared. They don't want to mess with this. Oh, Solar Crest down on the Witch Doctor. Just straight up rushing that. Interesting. It's kind of cool. Yeah, the Solar Crest is powerful, it really is, like, nasty item, but I don't know, just rushing it like that, that's a bit odd. Would like to at least, upgrade my boots if I was in his shoes. Actually, like if I was his feet. I don't know, whatever, bad jokes. Oh, glimpse out, but BKB is gonna prevent that one. They take down the Shadowfiend again. He keeps pushing up really far. And that's actually like a downside to his build. Like, he's got BKB and Becca. This is team fight orientated, right? Like, if you're rushing these two items, you better go fight. Honestly, that's it. Like, if you're building those two items, I expect you to go fight. Because if you just plan on farming, first of all, getting something like a Yours or Yasha would have been much more efficient. And secondly, you are just easily caught. Like, as we just saw 2 times, like, the Shadowfiend has no escape mechanism. He just gets caught and then dies. Oh, Ice Blast. Ooh. Actually connects on 2 right there. Oh, he spent his money on a gem. Interesting. Okay. I really am not a particularly big fan of that. I think he should get his algorithms, but I suspect that this game is gonna last a little while longer. Alright, we haven't had a huge amount of kills yet, and I suppose that neither team is gonna start pushing anytime soon. And so he just, he wants to get that gem for some map control. They do have vision on him. They do have vision on that gyrocopter. He gets slowed down some more. The glimpse back on the Queen of Pain. Actually activates the ultimate. Ice Blast connects on aggressive. And down he goes. That's a big kill. That's a lot of money. Just that kill alone actually netted them 850 gold. It's rather important. I mean, he is the top farmer in the game. And it's not even that close, honestly. Like, there's a 2,000 gold difference. That's pretty significant. So, yeah. Shadowfiend, of course, got slowed down a lot by his deaths. He's got himself a Shadow Blade now, so that should help him get away at least a little bit, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough, let's be honest. He'll TP out, you know. Drops the bottle. At this point he's gonna be running really low on mana, isn't he? I mean, just having a Ring of Acuna, is that really enough? Okay. Glimmer Cape not down on Disruptor. We have a Plate Mail on the Bristle. Not Bristleback, yeah. Tusk. So, a little bit of additional armor. This guy's actually really tanky on the armor front. 24 right now. Bristleback, he's got a Saint and Yasha. Yeah, both teams are just farming. I mean, this is kind of uninteresting, I have to admit. VG.P now also down on Queen of Pain. Because I don't even know what they are farming towards. Because I feel like this game is still pretty even, right? Like, we have a little bit of a lead for CDEC. But nothing too serious, right? Like, this is just not that big of a deal. So, I don't really know what exactly it is they are waiting for. It doesn't quite make sense to me. Well, Roshan is gonna be attempted right here. But you have the Ice Blast flying. He's gonna connect on 3 heroes, but there's nothing VG can do right now because they're just too far away. Roshan is very likely gonna fall. And yes, there we go. Aggressive this time, picks up the edges himself. And yep. Was a pretty safe attempt right there, like... You know, the Radiant was simply out of position and couldn't get there in time.
The Dire might want to mine their top tower.
I wonder if this is gonna end up being a Shiva's Guard, a Soul Cuirass, or Lotus Orb. I expect it to be an Assault Cuirass, if I'm completely honest. That would make the most sense to me, but I mean, you never know, right?
They will not see what they hit them.
That's Ancient Yasha's really popular in Bristleback. Well, you know, this hero hits really hard just through his abilities, right? Like, he has that Warpath, which can add up to, like, how much? 210 bonus damage. That's a lot of damage. So, look at him, he's tiny. I never noticed how small Bristleback is. Wait, how big is Tusk? I need him to compare to some creeps. Okay, who is close to creeps right? Oh, actually Gyro is. Oh wait, I should probably take a look at the game. Maybe not. Okay, it was just a creep. And I'm just comparing hero sizes. But Bristleback is tiny. Holy hell, I never noticed that. Okay. Seems you're gonna have a fight. Ah, fantastic. Bristleback, Virus Punch already coming out. Of course, this is not a great target because he's tanky as hell. Activates the VG.P as well. Shadow Fiend now coming in with his invisibility. I don't know if Shiki planned on hitting the Shadow Fiend, but he did, so that's pretty fortunate for CDEC. Oh, this is looking a bit awkward. Eye shots miss and the glimpse bag, but a VG.P is gonna prevent all of those shenanigans. Missile flying, I think that one is gonna be taken down beforehand, and literally nothing happens. Can't believe that. Oh, the trap Yules though gets the Fissures down, and James goes down. So CDEC is gonna get themselves a gem. They might actually find a Queen of Pain as well. Likely. Yeah, she's dead, definitely. And down goes the Dazzle. Not a clean retreat from VG. Not a clean retreat at all. They lose 3 heroes. Gem amongst that too. That's actually really important. Like, okay, fight recap is useless as per usual, but this is already a 2000 gold swing. And then just taking that gem of the Ancient Apparition as another 2000 gold, like that's a pretty big deal. As you can see, this No, definitely going into the favor of CDEC. The miss up. Gonna connect on the bristleback, but it's just a low level one, so it won't be doing much. The base tower is getting sieged though. Very slowly, they don't have a lot of tower pressure. No minions or anything of the sort, but down it goes. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a retreat. Yeah. CDEC can be pretty happy with that. They got a base tower, which means this lane is easily accessible now. If they push down another lane, take these barracks, they can very easily rotate to top and take these as well. Or they just start like going at the top right away. Still, definitely a big victory for them. Aghanim is not done on Leshrac. It's gonna be interesting to see what he goes for next. Kind of a tough call, honestly. I don't think he desperately needs a BKB. Like, he's pretty beefy, like rather tanky. So maybe actually going for that, what is it called? Octarine Core might be a better idea. That's gonna really give him a lot of additional, you know, damage and of course HP to work with. And I feel that might actually be good enough, right? Like maybe just going for that pure magic lifesteal might be enough to keep him going. Have actually not seen that many Octarine Cores on the Shraks though. Like you would expect that to see, to see that every game, right? But it's a late game item. It just is. When the item got released, everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's so broken!" But it's a late game item. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's gonna take a little while for that item to be built in any game, just because it's gonna take a little while to build the item. It's goddamn expensive, right? So, yeah. But again, I wouldn't mind that. He might also just go for a BKB. Again, I don't think he desperately needs it if he goes for that Lotus Orb, or maybe just a heart or something like that. But would definitely be nice to have. I mean, it's never bad, right? I would like to see one on aggressive though. Yeah, like the thing about this is he's just, you know, he's gonna have a few problems catching up to people, honestly. Oh, yeah. He's in the middle of this, taking quite a bit of damage. Oh, he's going on a Q. He's going to be able to take that kill. In the meantime, we have Leshrac taking down the Dazzle. So, currently support for support gem on the ground. Picked up by the Queen of Pen, actually, who is invisible. And now no longer is invisible. Activates her BKB. Completely whiffs her ultimate, though. Ancient Apparition goes down somewhere. Taken on by the Leshrac. It appears Shelfine pops an ultimate. Won't really be doing much. Leshrac is going to be able to scare him away though. And Bristleback taken on by aggressive. Or is it aggressive? I don't know. I keep saying aggressive, but like it's not actually aggressive, right? Because you write aggressive in a different way, and that's how I would pronounce that. I don't know. Maybe I should just call him aggressive, but I like aggressive more. Like, it's more of a name, right? Like, aggressive is just a state. It's just an emotion. Actually, not really emotion, but, like, it's just a descriptive word, right? While aggressive sounds like a name. Aggressive, that's his name now. I don't know. Like, if I was him, I would want to be called aggressive. But, I'm not, so I don't know. I have no fucking clue. So, it's gonna be a BKB on a Leshrac. Again, I don't mind that. That's fine. If he wants that, oh, sure. I don't think he needs it, but that's gonna work. Tusk no win. Now got the Shiva's guard done. With that, he's gonna be just drowning in mana, so that won't be an issue anymore. Still has his mango. This is, by the way, what I meant when I said that I don't think the mango is that good. Like, most of the time, we just end up selling it, because you never find a situation where you think, oh, you know, now is the time to use the mango. Yeah. Well, I guess he just ate it. Should have sold it. Didn't do anything. Also got a waste of money. I don't like the mango. I don't think it's a particularly great item. Oh, Bristleback is going to be caught out. Virus Punch. BKB active, so he's going to be fine. At least for the time being. Caught off in his path. Shadowfiend? He's kind of looking to just cast a straight ultimate. Oh, young. Look at him getting boosted down, but ooh, the Leshrac is dropping low, even though he does have that BKB. Shadowfiend ultimate coming out, and it actually takes the kill on the Leshrac. Now we have XC still going in. Shadowfiend is currently invisible, but that's not gonna last long, and down goes Lin. 2 for 1 currently. And of course, the Leshrac is gonna be back in just a few seconds. missile. Won't really be doing much. But yeah, Lashrock is already back alive. So yeah, as you saw right there, the VG.P just doesn't really do that much for him. The reason why... Okay, I guess I could go into a little bit more detail on why I think he shouldn't have gotten one, but I think that the Gyrocopter should. Gyrocopter just likes VG.P. Right? It's like an all-around really solid item for the guy, because, you know, he has that flak cannon, and just having a bit more HP is really, really effective, and just having a bit more damage is really, really effective. He doesn't need a lot of anything to become powerful. That's what makes him so, so good, right? And he has an item slot. Like, he could just drop the Drums of Endurance. That's fine, right? Also, Gyrocopter needs to be really close to its targets. Gyrocopter needs to, you know, get off attacks, and he doesn't really have that high of an attack range. It's 365, which is only, strictly speaking, range. I mean, god damn it, that's pretty much a melee hero, right? So I would like him to get that, just not so much for like protection from damage, not so much because I fear he might die, but because like it gives him a slight power boost, and most importantly allows him to get his attacks and freely. He's not gonna get slowed down by the Ancient Apparition or the Queen of Pain or any of those shenanigans, right? Of course, we also are gonna see something like a Hex come out from the Queen of Pain, as we saw right there, and preventing that from going on would be really, really valuable on top of it. As you can see, Aggressive gets hexed right here and taken out. Now, the Lashrock at the same time, like, as you can see, the way he's playing is he runs in. And yes, he wants to sit in the middle of it, but he's also... Oh, actually, he's going in really deep right here. But you see, this is where the VG.P doesn't matter. If you run in like that, you're gonna die anyhow. It doesn't matter how much magic immunity you have, especially since VG has a lot of damage that isn't actually magic. Oh, we have the Queen of Pain. She's gonna be blinking out just fine. Bristleback, he knows he's dead. He's just gonna try to turn it around, maybe. Glimpse, and there we go. TP cancelled. No way to get that one. But as I was saying, right, like the Lashrock, he just runs in and goes balls to the wall crazy, or, which is the smarter playstyle, he sits back a little and kind of like picks people off as they come along. Right, he tries to cast as many lightning storms and split earth as much as he can, right? He just has that ultimate active. Like, many people seem to believe that that ultimate is just straight up melee range and you need to be right next to it. It also actually has a huge range. Like, look at this. This is a lot of range. That's more than Gyrocopter's attack range. I'm not even kidding. This is 450. Gyrocopter has 365. This is actually significant. Like, this isn't... You don't need to be right next to them. Even though the animation is really small, it's actually a big radius. So you don't have to be as much in the fight as Shiki is going in right now. And as such, I think like getting that Octarine core instead of the VG.P would protect him more, like gives him more HP. Just because he keeps spamming abilities, sits in the back, right? He gets more spam and the abilities heal him on top of that. And I don't know, I just would have preferred it, honestly. But I guess this works, but it actually hasn't, right? VG.P now down on Aggressive, so that's important. That's, again, really valuable. And you saw it in the last fight. Everything I just described happened exactly like that in the last fight. I kind of sometimes know what I'm talking about. We saw Shiki go in and just get murdered horribly, even though he has a VG.P. We saw Aggressive get hexed up and slowed down so he couldn't attack anything, right? Like, and now we have a VG.P on Aggressive. Now, at the same time, it's not a big deal that he doesn't have his, he has a VG.P, right? Like, he can still get an Octarine core anyhow. And I wouldn't be too surprised if he does that next. Or maybe a Sheepstick. I would prefer seeing an Octarine core, if I'm completely honest. But we're gonna see about that, right? Disruptor working on his Aghanims, of course. If he can get that, that would be pretty damn big. Also, Aghanims coming out on the Witch Doctor. Does Ancient Apparition have his? No, he's not going for it. Okay, that's terrible. James should really go for the Aghanims. I don't know what the fuck he is doing. Glimmer Cape is nice, right? But Dazzle can buy it. That's fine. Like, Dazzle, you don't need a Medallion of Courage, Mala Boots, and an Urn of Shadows. Like, that's just stupid. Get yourself a Glimmer Cape. And James should really, really stop working on the Aghanims. I don't think he's going to be able to finish it this game. I just don't see that happening, but... oh, well. Tusk... Oh, wait, baby. Is that an Aghanims? Oh, that's going to be interesting. So, Tusk's Aghanims, I personally think is terrible. But at the same time, I have never actually seen it used by anyone but myself. Which kind of makes the judgment call pretty difficult, right? Like, if my only point of, oh, well, how good is it really, like, is myself, then I don't know, right? That it's just like, I don't count as a source, like, that's silly, so. I guess I do count as a source, but whatever. No, actually, I don't know, do you count yourself as a source for information? Like, would you quote yourself? No, not really, right? Oh, Shiva hits 5 heroes, that's kind of big, I suppose. Already going for the Dazzle, and we're gonna see the Tusk drop early on. He's gonna be taken down. Queen of Pain pretty low. She's gonna TP out. Lane caught in the middle of it, taken down by the Gyrocopter with that big BKB. We have a TP out from James, and Witch Doctor just uses his Force Staff to be fine. It's a 3-4-2, but definitely in the favor of CDEC because they. Well, first of all, they gotta kill more, and actually, you know what? I think that's already it. No, but like the heroes that died, I just like. Actually, no, wait, I'm full of shit. It's just worked out for CDSC because they got an additional kill. And, well, they're gonna be able to push down that base now. Gyrocopter, of course, deals a lot of damage at this point. Sonic Wave won't be able to stop him. And Shiki, yeah. And they're just going in on this. They're gonna get a quick pick off on the Queen of Pain. And that's a dead barracks. Rotation into the top, maybe? I don't like the mid too much, I would just go top. But I guess they can't take this tower really quick. Oh, Bristleback going in on the Witch Doctor. He Force Staffs himself away again. Gyrocopter getting caught out at this point. I'm pretty sure he's actually gonna drop, yeah. That's a lot of gold. I mean, look at that. 1341 just for the Queen of Pain. Ah. Oh, sorry. Oh, well. But yeah. That still definitely worked out for them. Queen of Pain having to buy back, of course. That's pretty unfortunate, but... Oh, wait. Right, she bought back and then she took the kill. That's actually really bad. Because she takes 60% less, right? Or is it only 60%? I'm not sure. Does she take 40 or 60%? Oh, fuck. I gotta look that up really quick. Buy back, Dota. No, buy back. No, god damn it. I'm sorry, I'm going onto the wiki right now. Let's figure that out. I don't know, is it 60 or 40%? Okay, come on. Reduced by 60%, so it's actually only 40%. That's even worse. Holy hell, that's so terrible for them. The Queen of Pain, like out of that 1441 possible bounty, like she only took 40% of it. If somebody else had just taken that kill, it would be so big for them. But the way it ended up working out is just not that great. Well, we got our Aghanims down on Disruptor. That's gonna be significant. I just really want to see an Aghanims down on the Tusk. And 7,800 gold on the Dashrak. Korea died somewhere down here. He should really buy something. This is stupid. Right, a Void Stun. So it's gonna end up being a Sheepstick. I don't mind that. Sheepstick is just good. Right, like Sheepstick is an item you don't have to argue about. The question is it good? The answer is yes. That's just how it goes. If you can get a Sheepstick, get a Sheepstick. That's really like, I think those are the two options he has here. Sheepstick or Octarine Core. And both are fine. So, he's gonna grab himself down. Yeah, sure, that's gonna work out fine. Hagen was also done on this guy, as I already mentioned. That's actually really important. He saves the BKB, you know. Oh, it's kind of nasty like that. Does Tusk have it? He almost has it. I want to see that so bad. I'm really hoping that actually comes into play. Oh, Virus Sponge coming out. And Witch Doctor Ultimate also dealing a lot of damage here. It's gonna be disabled by the Queen of Pain, but she uses a Hex Ward, and that's really not what you want to use it on. Witch Doctor? Oh, it's a bit unfortunate like that. Missile gonna be coming out. Young taken down in the background. That's a first kill. That's 2 kills. Dogfight's gonna be next to 9. That's 3 kills. CDSC, I think, is just gonna go ahead and take this game. There's no way the Dazzle actually gets away from that. No buybacks ready. There's not much VG can do about this now. This game is out of hand. Aghanims is gonna be completed on the task. He has it. Does he kick somebody? Please kick somebody. Or don't die horribly. Uses the... uses the cheese. Just to buy the Aghanims. And a GG goal. Come on, kick somebody, please! Blink in and kick, blink in and kick. Yes! Okay, we got to see one of them. I suppose that's fine. I suppose. I guess. Anyway, that game is gonna be in favor of CDEC. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating on the video. Would definitely appreciate that. And well, I hope to see all of you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.